The law of attraction vs. the Buddha, desire or liberation. You have been taught your entire life that your thoughts are magnets for reality. You have been told that if you tune your frequency, the universe will deliver everything you desire. You have been conditioned to believe that intense craving can somehow bend physical laws. But what if these beliefs are the ultimate psychological trap? What if trying to manifest the external world is actually locking you in an invisible cycle of neurological stress? In a hyper-optimized world driven by capitalism and artificial intelligence, you might think you are elevating your consciousness. But in reality, you are quietly hardwiring attachment deep into your brain. This is not an attack on your personal beliefs. This is a surgical deconstruction of modern neuroscience, placed side by side with a 2,500-year-old truth. A truth that will permanently fracture how you view your identity and the universe. Amidst glass skyscrapers and glowing screens, we are all desperately searching for a shortcut to success. A multi-billion-dollar self-improvement industry thrives entirely on your desperation. They tell you to visualize your goals. They tell you to stand in front of a mirror and recite positive affirmations. But why do so many high performers who follow this exact formula end up completely burned out? Why is it that the harder we try to command the world, the more we feel a terrifying loss of control? The answer is hidden inside our oldest biological architecture. The law of attraction claims that thoughts are energy waves broadcast into space. But cognitive science proves that thoughts are not magic. They are the physical construction of neural pathways. The Buddha stated this with absolute precision: intention is karma. This was the most profound psychological declaration in human history. Every time you fixate on a desire, your consciousness anchors itself to that emotion. It creates a psychological state of existence known as bhava. When you obsessively visualize success, you are not sending orders to the cosmos. You are simply triggering the dopamine loop inside your own head. It is a biological reward system demanding endless stimulation. You are feeding the exact mechanism the Buddha called craving. Imagine a young executive living in Silicon Valley. He wakes up at 4 a.m. to meditate for peak productivity. He builds vision boards and programs his subconscious every single morning. He follows the manifestation rulebook flawlessly. One day, his startup finally goes public. The media praises his brilliance. But that night, looking down at the city from his penthouse, a cold, crushing emptiness hollows out his chest. The dopamine chemicals that spike during the chase plummet violently. His brain resets to its baseline and immediately demands a larger target. He did not fail the modern equation of success. He was simply hit by the absolute law of nature. The law of anicca, or universal impermanence. If setting goals is just another form of craving, what is the point of living? This is where the Dharma shatters your existing framework. Western manifestation teaches you to inflate the ego. You must build a personal brand. You must stand out. But neuroscience and early Buddhist texts align perfectly on one terrifying fact. The self is a biological illusion, a temporary narrative constructed by the brain's default mode network. This is anatta, non-self. Once you realize there is no permanent identity trying to attract success, the crushing weight of expectation simply collapses. Admittedly, the law of attraction contains a fraction of natural truth. The idea that like attracts like is highly accurate. The Buddha himself taught that beings associate strictly through elements. The corrupt naturally attract the corrupt. The wise organically gravitate toward the wise. But this is not mystical quantum energy. In modern terms, this is psychological selection bias. You are the byproduct of the environments you allow yourself to enter. If you obsess over greed, you will automatically attract conflict into your life. But the deepest contradiction lies in the execution. Modern culture teaches you to beg the universe and wait for a miracle. The Buddha aggressively rejected the concept of cosmic intervention. He asked a brilliant, logical question. If praying and wishing guaranteed success, who in this world would ever experience failure? He offered a razor-sharp analogy. If you want oil, but you crush sand in a press, you can pray until you die, you will never get oil. But if you crush sesame seeds, even if you never utter a single prayer, the oil will flow. This is causal realism. The universe does not respond to your desires. The universe responds exclusively to cause and effect. According to the law of Idappacciyata, when this exists, that comes to be. The digital economy trains us to be obedient slaves to ambition. Advertisements convince you that you are fundamentally inadequate. Online courses demand that you manifest harder. Yet no one dares to tell you the ultimate truth. Endless desire is the architect of your burnout. Trying to attract everything to satisfy your ego is like trying to extinguish a wildfire by pouring gasoline on it. So, what is the exit strategy from this neurological loop? This is not mysticism. This is a systematic protocol for cognitive reprogramming. An actionable method for the modern professional. Step 1. Shift from future visualization to present observation. When ambition or anxiety spikes, refuse to engage. Become a silent observer. In Pali, this is nandikakaya, the fading of delight. You are starving the old neural pathways of their required attention. Step 2. Anchor your attention to a physical pillar. Pull your mind back to the most stable object in existence, the breath. Anapanasati. This is advanced biometric technology. It regulates the autonomic nervous system and violently severs the thought generation cycle. Step 3. Execute with mastery, abandon the result. Build the correct causes through discipline, focus, and ethical action. The results will manifest organically through the mechanics of nature. You do not need to waste a single drop of mental energy trying to attract them. The ultimate goal of the Buddhist teaching is not to help you acquire everything you want. It is to completely destroy your need to acquire anything at all. Ask yourself this question with absolute honesty right now. If tomorrow, you successfully attract every single thing you desire, your physical body is still going to fail. Time will still erase your empire. Death is still coming. When that final moment arrives, what does success actually mean? Is your relentless desire to bend the universe pushing you forward? Or is it just forging a heavier chain for your mind? If this perspective challenges the foundation of what you believe, leave your thoughts in the comments below. Because questioning your own desires might be the very first step toward an absolute freedom. A freedom infinitely more powerful than any law of attraction.